What's going on, everyone? It's Monday today, first day off, obviously, that I've had for a bit. But I've just been busy, even with odd jobs, you know, even if I'm not working on the farm, we've been going out doing this, that and the other. But today's the first day where George is at school, obviously Lucy's with Molly in the house. We've been shopping, I've done the jobs that I need to do. So, cracked the fire on, beers are in the fridge, but I've got something a little bit different to do today, something I've never done before. And I don't think Lucy's tried it either. I'm going to cook rabbit on the spit. Now, last time I did cook something, I did break the little clip which stopped it from like the meat rotating. So I'm going to have to do something where I'll figure something out where I can put the rabbit on the spit and try and stop it from moving. But yeah, I'll try and do that somehow. But yeah, let me show you the rabbit. There we go, there she is. Now this was actually quite expensive. I didn't realise just how expensive this was. But I thought it would be great for the channel and just something a little bit different. I mean, I'm forever doing pork shoulders and loins, so yeah, I just wanted to try it. I mean, I just picked it up to be honest, but what was the price? $8.11, $6.49 a kilo. But I mean, I know there's not a huge amount of meat on there, but it's something different, isn't it? So I'm not going to cook it just yet because it's only 11:30 now. I'm just going to sit down, chill by the fire, and then try and figure out what I'm going to do with this spit first, I think. And yeah, start having a couple of beers, and it won't take long to cook, I don't think. I was going to stuff it, but I don't think it's worth stuffing. I don't know if it's big enough, but I don't know, not sure, never done it before, so I'm going to give it a go. So I'll let you know once I've got a plan in action. So just quickly, while I've got the time, I've just seasoned everything up. Just gone for mixed herbs, garlic, salt and pepper, but not too much salt because obviously it's quite lean meat. Next process would be to figure out how I'm going to put it on the spit. So there we go. I've got it wrapped up on the spit. It's not perfect, but what I'm going to do is I've got the fire on the fireplace and just bring some coals over here and just roast it really slowly. I haven't got to pick George up till 4 o'clock, so yeah, this is the setup. I've left all the offal and organs, everything inside, and yeah, if they overcook, they overcook, because I probably won't eat them. They'll probably just go as dog food. And Lucy might not even like this, so yeah, it's just an experiment, and yeah, nice and fun to do. So, I mean, it's cooking. It's holding up so far. The heat probably is a bit too much at the minute, but I'm just going to let it die down a bit. I put it on tin foil just for whatever fat does drop off, plus the wood I've got is a little bit damp, so yeah, hopefully it'll be okay. I mean, it's coming along. I don't actually know how long rabbit takes to cook. I assume it's not going to be long at all, but I mean, as you can tell, it's not outrageously hot, which is kind of the idea, just because I want to spend as much time in the man cave as possible. So I can have a couple of beers, chill out, watch some YouTube videos, and yeah, just enjoy the day off. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that subscribes and likes and comments and everything. We're nearly at 1,000, it's not going to be long, we've jumped up a lot. I mean, yeah, I can't believe it. I don't know why anyone would want to watch us, but I'm super pleased that you do. So I'll probably give you an update in another half hour, 40 minutes. Yeah, cheers. So I'm going to call it there. Every time I turn it out, there's juices coming out and it's all clear. So I would say she is Romeo done. So I couldn't help myself. I just had to double check. But this meat, look how tender that is. Oh. Oh, hot. It's butter. Taste that garlic and herb coming through too. But what I'm actually going to do is wrap it up in foil because we haven't got long before we got to pick George up. So I'll wrap it in foil, let it rest a bit, and then Lucy's now cutting up some chips. And yeah, it's like grilled rabbit chips. So just got back with, well, from picking up George, and just before that, I didn't record it because it was last minute, but I heard some banging. Like me and Lucy were sat outside just listening to music, waiting for the rabbit to cook, and we kept hearing a donk, donk, donk. So I put my head out the garage, and it was next door. They've cut a load of wood, like from big old stumps to split wood to small little kindling. So, I mean, they're getting on fairly. So I jumped up in the back of the pickup and I said, you go down, you do the smaller stuff, I'll do the bigger stuff. And they've got a small little like portal window where ours is a garage, theirs is just a single door and a small little window where they just chuck through wood. And so yeah, so I cracked on with that. It only took me 10 minutes, like, it's only a small pickup. And yeah, it was nice to do it because they've given us loads of fruit and veg. But long story short, once I'd finished, they come out with a massive crate of potatoes. I don't know what they're going to do with them. But they give us loads, so yeah, good on them. That's the sort of community you get here in these little villages. You help them out, and rather than get, you know, they give you a couple of quid or a beer, they'll give you like a huge amount of potatoes or fruit and veg. They showed me all downstairs. They've got a huge wine fermenter. Because yesterday I tried buying him a small glass of wine, which is about 50 cents, and he said no, I don't want it. He just went in there to have a chinwag with everyone else. Anyway, I understand why now, because he's got two huge wine fermenters outside, like, well, in his property, massive. They're probably about like 200 litres each. They're massive. But yeah, I thought I'd better let you know. So Lucy's just put the chips on now. They're now cooking. Rice is cooking, the veg.
I think I'm going to do a drop of gravy as well.
George is doing George things. Lucy's doing Lucy and Molly things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Bye. Morning everyone, you join me at Cindy's farm. I've just done just been walking around by the pigs. I noticed that one of the posts has been lifted, so they probably got the hooter underneath and just ripped it up. But I'm just going to bash that back in, meet up with Cindy and see what the plan of action is. So I've just spoke to Cindy. She's actually working today, so she just asked me to do a couple of things, and because she's really hurt her back, she just asked if I can quickly just feed the pigs. There's a hay bale they just want in the pig houses as well, just to stay warm. And then in the original pen, we're just gonna fence along the middle and put a gate in, so then the piglets have got somewhere to go when we're trying to separate them. Or I don't know, but that's what I'm gonna do. Shouldn't take too long, and there's also some half gates around here somewhere, so use them as well. So we've got a whole bale of straw to chuck in here. That'll keep the pigs, well, one of the pigs, plenty warm enough. There's a few different houses, but they're all going to get a nice bit of hay and keep warm. It's quite cosy in here, you know. But yeah. So I just spoke to Cindy. What the plan is to separate this pen into two, so the piglets can go one side and the adults can go the other. That way they've got their own space. I'm just going to run a fence post and anchor it to the house, and then run it parallel to one of them two posts there. Not sure which one yet, but yeah, pretty simple. Run some chicken wire across the bottom and then just pan it like the other one. So that's the posts all in. The next thing to do is the gate. The gate I'm going to put there. Cindy said there was a couple of halves of pallets, so I'm going to go and make up a gate, or a makeshift gate, and then just put the other post in, or measure it out, put the other post in. Because once the gate's in, I can then start putting the fencing in, and it'll start looking like an actual fence. So this is our makeshift gate. It's actually just some scraps. It was two halves of pallets that's been split. I've just put them together. I'm going to put some braces along the top and middle, and yeah, I think that'll be good enough for a gate. I've measured to make sure it's the same length top and bottom, so it's nice and even. So I'm just going to screw it down with a few scrap planks, and then put the other post in. So the gate's up. Did have a bit of a problem. The gate itself it was just too heavy. So what I had to do was luckily Cindy had this bit of wood laying around, this bit here, and it was quite thick, so I bolted that to the pig pen, which is so heavy it ain't going nowhere. So I bolted it to that and then put the hinges onto that, and it's made it a lot more stable rather than using one of these posts. Now the second problem I run into was these posts. They're great, but they're not always perfectly straight. So when I lined it up, I measured it, and this was the right distance for the gate for it to open and close properly. However, by the time it was actually in the ground and where it bows, this was a mile out. So I had to bring this bracket across one. I mean, it's still got 4 bolts and it ain't going nowhere. But then I also had to go a bit further down with the post where it come back to allow me to have some more room. But overall, I'm happy with that. I just need to tie that up and put some more of that like bark over the front just to make it look a bit better. But as time's getting on, I want to put the chicken wire on before I do anything else. So that's a bit more time consuming. So I'm going to crack on with that, and yeah, I'll put it on a time lapse. So the chicken wire's on now. So this is now segregated, but what I'm going to do is put the you see the battening on the back there. I'm going to run this along the bottom and the top, which will give it a bit more height. Cindy did say this doesn't need to be as high, so that'll give it a bit of extra height, but still not as high as the outside fencing. And that's all the fencing done. So it's got the battening on both sides. It's perfect height so the pigs can't get out. The gate's on there with the lock. Yeah, happy days. So for anyone that doesn't know, I didn't know until today, pigs can actually drink out of like these little nipples there. It just remind me of you know, like a sippy cup that kids have. It makes the same sort of noise as well. Never knew that's how they drink. I always thought they just drink out of like a bucket or something, I don't know.
Hi everybody, I'm really excited. This is the warmest weather we've had for I don't know how long, for ages. I'm sitting up on our balcony with Molly, got Molly with me. We just thought we'd get some fresh air, a bit of sun on our skin. It feels so nice just to be out in the full sun, and it is strong sun up here. It's definitely the best place in the house that we can get sun, so just sitting up here for a little while. It's not too long before school's finished, so yeah, just kind of a little bit of a chill out before we go get him. I don't even know how warm it is today, but it's really hot. I've rolled my leggings up. Might have to be back in t-shirt soon. That'd be nice. Yeah, really nice. Just makes a change from the dull days we've had for the past few months. So yeah, just making the most of it. I've done about 3 loads of washing today, which is nice. I've got some on the balcony downstairs, some in the office, and I've got my next lot in to chuck up here. So get that out in a minute, and then go get Norbert, I suppose. Hi everybody, it's Saturday. I'm just actually putting together the rest of this week's vlog, and then we'll be uploading that this afternoon. I haven't really done an awful lot this week. I've not played a massive part in this week's video, but Lloyd's been really busy. He's been here, there and everywhere, and we're actually all at home today, which is nice because we haven't done that for a little while, and it's a lovely day, so perhaps take George out a little bit later. It's a shame we can't take Molly out yet, but it's not too long and she'll have her second vaccine, and then we'll be able to all go out, all go to the park, take on a walk. So yeah, that would be nice. I'm really looking forward to that. But this weekend we haven't got a huge amount arranged. Lloyd will be going over to my dad's farm tomorrow, and him and my brother are going to be butchering a goat. So I'm pretty sure they'll be filming that. So that's something a little bit different. But yeah, we're not doing a huge amount other than that. Lloyd's pretty tired. He's been working on everyone's farms and keeping busy. Next week we're actually due a little bit of rain as well, so I think Lloyd's going to book the car in for an MOT and get that done while he can't really get out and do much work. So that will fall quite nicely, and so we'll probably do a little bit around the village next week. We haven't overly planned anything, but there's a couple of things I've got in mind that we could do if it's raining, so yeah, that should be good. But that is pretty much it for this week's video. Thanks so much for watching. As always, we really appreciate it. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, because it really means the world to us. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, whatever you're doing, and we will speak to you next week.